Hello my do's and dudettes, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog. Yes, that's right, all I do is reading vlogs in this channel, so buckle up baby, we got another one coming. And yes, we are doing Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Let me know how you pronounce it, you know, down in the comments. Is it Catabasis or Catabasis? Anyway, we are going to be reading this book and I am very excited. This book came out a couple of months ago, a month ago, I don't really remember now. So in this book, I believe what we're doing is we're going to be following our main characters. They are in the academic setting and they need a recommendation from their professor who has unfortunately died. But that's not going to stop them because they're going to travel down to hell to retrieve his soul so that he can give them his recommendation to further their career. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That's what we're going to be reading and I'm so excited. I'll be talking more about it once I have read some pages and I will keep you updated. Okay, so quick update on Catabasis. We are on page 114 at the moment and I would say that I've been enjoying reading it. I enjoyed the first few chapters. I liked that in the first few chapters we kind of just get thrown into the story, and I really enjoyed as well their journeying to hell and also the different things that they see whilst they're there. Obviously we're still there now, and I do quite like the characters as well, Alice and Peter. Peter is like this really nice guy and Alice at the moment is just like really disliking him, but every so often she'd be like, oh, he's so nice, why is he like always so nice? I will say though, you can tell that R.F. Kuang really enjoyed writing this book. She had a lot of fun anyway writing this book, and with her like academic background you can see where her research is coming from, because a lot of the times there are paragraphs where there are like research involved in like the philosophers who spoke about hell and what they think about hell and how it's split up and what are the different kind of areas within hell. And initially I did quite enjoy reading those sections, it was very interesting, but after a while it gets, for me anyway, it gets a little bit too much. It's almost like the characters are taking us along this journey just so that we can read some of those research descriptions, which, you know, I'm in it for the characters and I'm in it for the plot and the story. I'm not so much in it for the research behind the surrounding area and the whole concept of hell. So I'm hoping that it doesn't go on throughout the whole book where we get all these paragraphs of just like research upon research of like quoting different philosophers and what they found and how that differs from this philosopher. I'm enjoying it, I am enjoying it, so there's that. But I'm gonna read more and then I'll give you an update a little bit later. Right, so update for you guys. I am now on page 256. I'm on chapter 17 and I don't really remember why I updated you guys last time, but I'm enjoying the book. I would say I am enjoying the book, but I'm not liking Alice Law all that much just because the way that her and Peter talk about their professor, it's like they put him in such a high pedestal that he can either do no wrong, or that if he does wrong, it's like, well, he's just this great guy, like what do you expect? Or like, you know, he's just so clever, intelligent, and it's worth it to do all these things that he makes them do, right? Which is ridiculous. But they seem to just kind of like, they're like, well, we'll suffer through everything that he puts us through, every like crap that we get pulled into, and we'll get rewarded for it, even though they kind of don't, you know, they kind of don't. So I don't like reading those parts. Because I don't like the professor, so there's that. We have met a new character now called Elspeth. I like her, she seems pretty cool. I will say that this middle part that we're in right now is going a little is it slow? I wouldn't say it's slow, but at the same time, it's kind of dragging. You know, there's like it's like some, I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, because things are happening, but it's not things that I'm kind of enjoying, if that makes sense. It's obviously, the writing is great. I really, really like her writing. I think it's like really easy to absorb, but with like this book, with the academic background, academic setting, there's obviously, like I think I mentioned this before, there's like bits and bobs where she kind of gives you details and information, and she adds that in there to give obviously the book, the story, the characters more flavor, more kind of substance, right, to the whole story, which I do enjoy and I do appreciate. But there's quite a lot of those sections, and sometimes I'm like, can we kind of move forward with the story a bit more now? That might just be me, who knows, but that's my thoughts so far. I'm going to continue reading this, of course, and I will let you know when I finish. But did I tell you guys that my copy is actually signed? I actually think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So we have finished Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. This was pretty good. I did quite enjoy it. I will say that I enjoyed maybe the first 20% of the book, and then the last 65-70% of the book. The middle part was a lot of Alice and Peter journeying through hell, of course, as that is pretty much the main concept of this book. That part was a little bit boring for me, to be honest. There was a lot of just journeying, so it was a bit, yeah, I wasn't too keen on that. I did like the flashbacks. We get a lot of flashbacks to go back to Cambridge and what they were like when they're undergrads, what they did when they were under Professor Grimes as his advisees and stuff. So we did a lot of that, going back and forth in time, or like flashbacks, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that part. I enjoyed the ending. I thought the ending was really good. It was a nice way to wrap up this standalone book as well. But there were certain parts that I thought, why is this happening? Like, where is this coming from? And then it just kind of like abruptly like ends as well. And then there's like, oh, okay, so that's resolved. And I guess that she had to resolve it, right? Because it's a standalone, so she had to resolve it quite quickly. Yeah, it just felt like certain subplots, or certain subplots just kind of didn't go anywhere. Like, I guess it's difficult because it is a standalone, but it just felt like a lot of it was a bit, I wouldn't say pointless, but it didn't feel like it was pushing the story along. It was just kind of like there just to add a bit of essence, I guess. But then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anyone else thought the same way as myself about that. I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked the writing. Like I said before, the kind of researchy side of it was nice, but they got a bit too much. But then later on it was okay again, when they would be referencing, oh, this is the philosopher that I'm using their research on this thing to draw this magic on the floor kind of stuff. I'm not really explaining it very well. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. I would recommend it. I give this 3.5 stars. That's pretty much the end of today's vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you are thinking of reading this book, or if you've already read it, and let me know as well like what books you're reading at the moment, any recommendations for me as well. But otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.